are we this morning? Okay. So, hello. This is Teresa Phelps Martin and connecting with you virtually here in the Soulfully You land, where there's yoga, there's astrological guidance, and hopefully inspiration and encouragement to handle the moments that feel like they're getting on your last nerves. Good morning, Perry. So, and now we got double fire. And let's just say that everything is extremely heated right now. Whatever you're feeling, whatever's coming to surface, whatever is being revealed to you, it's no joke, really. And I just was listening to Anne Ortley, who is an amazing astrologer. Her ability of storytelling and weaving in myth and popular culture is amazing. You can listen to her as well. She has her own page, Anne Ortley, and she also does weekly podcasts on Astrology Hub that are free. She does them live on Facebook with Amanda Walsh. Then they're also on Spotify or wherever you listen. So they're also even on YouTube. And the reason why I share it is because we got double fire. Okay, we've got fire of inspiration, of leadership, of drive, of passion, of pioneering, of paving way, new paths. And then we have the fixed fire of Leo, which is where the sun is. So the moon is in Aries and the sun is in Leo. And it's kind of that steadfast connection. And what it boils down to, without giving the whole cosmic forecast, is we have this sort of like, we're ready to move forward, but we have to stay steady. And what Anne said is that chances are that either everyone's getting on your last nerve, or that we're just prepared that we're not going to be the best versions of ourselves. So what does that have to do with valuing the vision? When you have a vision or a dream or something that you have high hopes around, not so much expectations, because expectations right now are the source of our problems. So, but when we have a vision, when we believe in something, which is different than our expectation, when we have a dream, those dreams require our belief in it, our ability to work toward it. But another main ingredient is having someone else believe in that dream with you. So valuing the vision, you have to value it, right? But you want to share that vision. You want to bring it forward and move toward it in a way where you share it with somebody who will help hold the space with you. So valuing the vision, I appreciate each of you and all of you, however you find your way through, because you help hold the space for me to bring my light forward, my offerings, my guidance, and so thank you. So valuing the vision, we're going to move today with that connection to the heart, right? Because clearly the vision requires the intellect, right? It requires the connection to the bigger picture, right? The ability to be in relationship with that vision. It requires the creative pulse, which sits in the heart, but it also requires the individuation, the ability to have it crystallized and brought forward, okay? That movement forward, that leap, that connection is all of the elements working together But the belief in it is in the fire. So the valuing it is in the fire. And that ability to have faith and hold steady with it. So by working with the heart, we can drop in and value our own essence, the vision of our health, our well-being, our strength, our confidence, and our ability to be transparent that we might just fall apart, okay? And all of these parts and pieces are necessary to give birth, right? Because when you're in this cardinal fire, it's a rebirthing. So the only way things can be reborn is if they died off first. So when we go inward, it's really kind of allowing the connection to our immediate world to let go of it. And by letting go of it, we can go inward and move our body and breathe into that energy and clear house, so that in that purification, in the fire pit of our own heart, we can be of service, we can pay homage. Fortunately, you don't have to throw any blood into the fire for the esoteric rituals. However, we can throw fire into fire, the vision, so that the value of it, we can actually bring it forward and hold that vision of, mine is big, that we can shine brilliantly together, but that requires the individuation of our own hearts too. So it's complicated. It's me, Teresa Phelps Martin. It's what I do. I'm going to start seated here. It's why I'm sitting back. And then we're going to start seated. We're going to start with the breath of fire. Why not? Why not invoke the fire? Why not strike the match? Okay? And if we strike the match and we created a fire in the fireplace, right? Or the candle. I could move this candle around. I just have to remember to not leave it burning. Okay? That we sit close. So go ahead and sit in a way that suits you. The breath of fire is from the core. It will clear the mind, so that as we move, then we'll move standing, and we're going to move a little vigorously at first, so that we can then settle in for a meditation to call on that energy that can actually value the vision with us. It really helps to have a physical connection to somebody. That's why we have mentors, that's why we have therapists, that's why we have coaches, that's why we have consultants, that they can hold that space with you. But sometimes you can also just call on your guides and the unseen energy. So we'll move through that, and then we'll Shavasana, okay? So sit well with yourself, close the eyes. We'll call on the highest and bring down a divine ray of love and protection in all four directions, including above and below. Notice if your awareness sits up and out somewhere in your immediate environment. Notice if you can drop right in. No judgment. Just be an observer to the rhythm of yourself today. And as you connect to the breath, connect to your own heart's light. Is it dim? Is it bright? Is it fragmented? Is it bold and spreading the fire everywhere? Or is it just right? Whatever it is, breathe into it with a connection. And if you can't find the light, call on that great light that's always available to us just by asking and inviting it in. Feel the unconditional pattern of your own breath as you inhale and exhale. Sweep through the heart, clearing out the attachment to the expectation. Drop your own anchor to ground, your own grounding cord to settle into this moment that really transcends time and space, but brings us into a presence with ourselves. And then the breath of fire, the Kapalabhati, the cleansing of the skull through the fire, is where we exaggerate the exhale and receive the inhale. So we focus on the exhalation. We're receptive to the inhalation, okay? We're gonna do 5 rounds. We need transformation. 5 rounds today, but you're gonna do them at your own pace. Of course, I will narrate, but I'm gonna really focus on my breath to be in the space with you. But just do this. Focus on the exhale. Receive the inhalation, right? So you diffuse the awareness on the inhale, but you're highly focused on the exhale. And when you get lost, you just begin again. So recenter, closing the eyes, full breath in, full cleansing breath out. And then inhale halfway in and begin. And when you get to the end, you exhale all the way out. Cleansing breath in. And just go with your intuition. No trying to be overzealous here. Exhale out, and when you're ready, you begin again. You let it be what it needs to be. Five rounds in total. Whether you still have more rounds to do or you've already finished, it's all good. Be in your rhythm, be in your truth. Value the vision that you hold within. Maybe doing 5 rounds was even too much. You don't have to be your best self. That would be impossible. Being your best self actually means you're true to yourself. You know when to say, it's too much. I need to check out because I really need to check in. So check in with your innermost self right now. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Honor the union of all these parts, whether they feel fragmented and disconnected or feel 100% connected. Bring your hands together in front of your own heart or your throat or the center of your forehead. Connect to that triumphant breath. You're still highly aware of the environment around you, but you're moving inward. You're going to let the head bow down, fingers tip forward, palms open. Look into the palms of your own 2 hands, seeing the light, and then transitioning into a standing forward bend. And just bending into the truth, to the inner vision, and valuing what sits there within you. Value the tension, the healing, the transmission of transformation. Relax through the neck and jaw. Feel the breath, and then inhale, find length, and exhale, bow. We'll do 5 of those. Finding the rhythm of your breath, stoking that fire, that clarity. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bowing. You're going to step back, downward dog, and we're going to do 5 dog planks, okay? And feeling the connection to your core, midline, the light of your heart. Inhale, the right leg up. Bend the knee. Exhale, draw the knee to the heart. Inhale the knee out to the side. Exhale back to the center. Inhale over to the, I'm not really in plank, am I? Oh, across the body. Inhale back through the center. Bring the knee to your wrist. Tuck the toes. Hug the legs together. Draw the volume inwardly. Tap into that core. Find length, and then find the offering, the expression of your own hands, if they can come up off the earth. You don't have to. Big, full breath in, and then exhale, hands to the earth, back knee lifts, draw the knee to the heart, open it out to the side, move it all the way back and up, open the hip up, so you have downward dog, and then inhale, bring the foot back to the earth, find your stance, and then 5 breaths, 5 rounds. Inhale, plank. Exhale, pull back. Yes, sweetheart.
Can I watch the video?
Yes.
I'm hungry too.
Okay.
Can I have to eat?
Cheese balls,
What else?
cereal.
What else?
I don't know, honey. Inhale, your left leg out.
Oh, please can I have one of those peanut butter chocolate bouquets?
You can, but they're way up high in the pantry. Left leg lifts. Exhale, draw the knee into the heart. Pause. Open it out to the side as you inhale. Exhale it back to the center. Inhale it across the midline. Come back to the center. Knee to the wrist. So you're in pigeon. Draw the strength in. Hug in. Check in. Right? What's the conversation of your inner self? I cannot get my hands up this time. So meet yourself where you are. Respect the process of your own healing, your own journey. So maybe just have the vision of feeling good in your body. Value that. And then you're going to ground the hands to the earth. Back knee lifts. Pull into that core. Really plug in. Knee comes up. And then it's going to open out to the side and circle all the way around. Open the hip up. And then exhale the foot to the earth. 5 rounds. Inhaling plank. Exhaling back. Right? So it's a little bit of a dance. Right? We're striking the mat to light new ways. We're showing up. This time you're going to inhale, come into plank, knees high or low, exhale down, and inhale up. Right, so just 5 pulses, staying clear. And then all the way to the earth, hands reach back or forward. It's up to you, okay? And if they reach forward, just be aware. You're going to inhale, lift, open wide, exhale, hug in 5 times. It's like a bellow, right? You're blowing air onto that fire.
I got the way up high standing
I guess.
I did it.
Okay, good. Hi, Lulu. Hands come under your shoulders, feet ground down, shoulders draw back. Inhale, curl the heart up, draw up and into the belly. Exhale, back, child's pose. Inhale, come all the way up onto your hands and knees. Right arm threads underneath. So you're going to twist at the upper body. Draw into the core. Find the length. Through the spine, through the side of the throat. Stay lifted into the core. Inhale, come up. Right hand comes down. Exhale, left arm threads through. Finding the connection inwardly. Inhale, come all the way up. Forearms come down to the earth. Okay. Once the forearms come to the earth, hands can be together or apart. You meet yourself where you are. You're in charge of you. Shoulders are over the armpits. Tuck the toes, bend the knees. And as you come here into that center line, you just pause, feel the connection, soften the heart. So knees can be on the floor, or you can be into a forearm plank. Right now, I'm keeping my knees bent for my hip, and I can stay connected to all that's out of whack and find the alignment. Five breaths. And then exhale, knees to the earth. You're going to sit all the way back, toes tucked, hands back behind you. So we're just countering all the core work, shoulders to the back, open through the heart. Big deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, rise up. So here you're going to untuck your toes. Might be a lot, okay? You can also do it with two blocks under your hands. Hands are going to come forward, shoulders drawn to the back. Pull the knees into your heart, lift up. Exhale the knees down 5 times. Really fill into the back body. I think that was 5. Hands come out in front of you. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Right? It's a different kind of salutation. Find both feet beneath you. Exhale, bow. Inhale, find length. So notice just that vision we began with, and here we are. This is where we started to move our bodies. And as you're breathing and connecting, feel if you're more awake. Maybe you're more aware of the inhibitions, the contractions, the limitations. You know, we're always like, let's clear the limiting beliefs, clear the limiting beliefs. Yes, but also sometimes those are there to protect you. I know that's a very non-popular position. Exhale, bow. But even with the limitations, you hold the belief, you hold the vision, right? Feet ground down, otherwise it's pretty depressing. Shoulders into the back. Inhale, rise all the way up. So your hands are back behind you. Your shoulders are drawing in. The heart is lifted. Connect to the breath. And as you find the breath, you're going to bend the knees. Thighs move back. You're going to inhale the right knee forward. Shift the weight. Lift the right thigh, right? So it's kind of like doing dancer pose, but you're not holding the foot. And then inhale, come forward. Right knee rises up. And then exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, expand, right? Exhale, draw the knee in. Lifting it up. Exhale, your hands are tied. You're definitely being challenged here. Draw in. Rise up. Sweep it back. Okay, here we are. Warrior 3. Draw the shoulders into the back body. Stretch into that warrior 3 pose. And then we're going to move back. Warrior 1. Find both feet, connect. In that connection, shoulder, free the hands. Left elbow is going to come under the right. Wrap the arms. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Realign. Exhale, lunge forward. We're doing 5 pulses. So believe in your ability to do the second side. Right? Know that there's challenges, there are obstacles. They do stand in our way, but they help us realign. They help us stay the course. And not to freak anybody out, but just know that this weekend will be intense. And when you know that, then you can be less reactive and more responsive. And then exhale. You're going to lunge forward. Step the right knee up. Cross it over. Wrap the legs. Draw into the core. Breathe into this eagle pose for 5 ujjayi breaths. Keep the core connected. Inhale, rise all the way up. Both feet ground down. Hands clasped behind you. Switch the interlace. Find the length. Open the heart. Free through the neck and jaw. And then exhale. Knees are going to bend. And as the knees bend, notice if your pants are falling off. As you bend the knees, the core stays connected, right? Heart and into the deep core. The solar plexus, shoulders into the back, because then you'll get the insight and the knowing of how to proceed. Draw the shoulders into the back, stay connected. Inhale, left knee lifts, and then you sweep it through. Inhale, lift up, right? Exhale, the knee draws through. Inhale, the knee lifts. So we just feel ourselves in that dance. We notice our own patternings. And then it's going to rise up. See, maybe, hopefully, this side went better for you because you envisioned it. Warrior 3. And then you're going to step the foot back. Warrior 1. And then inhale, free the arms. Right elbow comes under the left. Arms wrap, both legs are straight, realign. Exhale, lunge into the front knee. Inhaling, straightening. Exhaling, be mindful with the breath. Right? We're stoking that fire within. We're giving value to the vision. And then you're going to lunge forward. Inhale, the left knee up. Cross it over, wrap. So inner thighs are moving back. Waistline's moving back. Outer hips are moving back as you sit into that essence of you. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come to the low back. Turn the fingers up. Draw in, open the heart. Big full breath in. And then exhale, bow all the way down. Inhale, find length. Open the heart 5 times. Exhale, fold over. Think of this as the vinyasa, right? Of the clearing out of the spine. We're just standing on one foot, balancing, dancing, putting ourselves into a situation where it's probably hard to be your best self. So you give it your best, right? Inhale, find length, hands to the earth. Exhale, back, downward dog. Inhale forward into a plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Or cobra. Exhale all the way back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bring the knee to the heart. Foot reaches over. Come into that rock star pose. Inhale, find length. Exhale the hands to the earth. Spin it back up. Right leg goes to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot through. Twist to the right. Exhale, the hand to the earth. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the heart. Rock star. Hand to the earth. Foot lifts. Exhale, step the foot through and twist. It may not be graceful. Exhale, the hand to the ground. Inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot through. Inhaling up. Exhale, step it all the way through. Twist. One more time. Adjust your stance as you need to. Okay, so in this twist, knee comes to the earth, regroup. Draw into that center, shoulders to the back, open the heart. Bend the back knee if you can. Find the foot. Draw into the core, shoulders to the back, and then expand. If you can't find the foot, it's all good. 5 breaths. Exhale, free the foot, hand to the earth, shift the weight forward. Inhale the back leg up. Find length, 5 curtsies. Exhale and inhale. As you get the 5th, exhale the foot all the way back. Triangle pose or side angle pose, it's up to you. Inhale, expand into it, opening into those 5 breaths. Exhale the hand to the earth. Step it back, downward dog. Inhale, plank, chaturanga, upward dog, and all the way back, downward dog. Fun, right? Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee comes in, foot slides through, right? Rock star. And then exhale, move it back, leg lifts up. Then step it all the way through, twist, revolved, lunge. Hand to the earth, lift it up, step it through. Right, so that would be, we're going for 5 rounds. Adjust your stance as you need. Value the vision, right? That each time we can be more aligned. We're moving toward the dream. We believe in just our ability to be doing yoga, right? We're showing up, but we're letting go of the expectation, of the attachment. Last one. And here we are. In this last one,
Knee comes to the earth, reconnect, realign, and then the hand reaches back. It's a big thigh stretch, so respect yourself. The best is not what it looks like on the outside, it's how it feels on the inside. The only way you know what it feels like on the inside is if you know yourself. And then exhale, free the foot. Hand to the earth. Back heel pivot. So whatever you did on the first side, triangle pose or side angle, you find it here. 5 breaths in the seat of yourself, in the seat of your soul, your innermost self. You know, unfortunately, we have so many bad connotations that when you fall down, you go negative. When you go inward, you go negative, and that's just bullshit. When you go inward, we're just so conditioned to devalue what sits inside of ourselves, that if we're emotional, something's wrong with us. What we want to do is go inward and feel what really resides there. And have permission to feel, which is a good book, by the way. Exhale, hand to the earth. Back heel lifts, downward dog, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Why? Because I just want to keep the fire alive. Or cobra, or just belly flop, open the heart and find your way. So here we are, the heat is on. We're stretched out, we've moved the body in many different ways. Find the connection, knees are gonna come to the earth, okay? Permission to go to a wall, and totally permission to check in here, right? Go into the solar plexus, go into your gut. Don't get stuck in the expectation, right? What you see on social media and books, and just like headstand, Shushasana. I want you to meet yourself where you are. If headstand is part of your practice, great. If it's not, great. If you don't know how to do it, now's not the time to do it. You come back to the preparatory place. Maybe hold the vision that one day you'll be able to do things in the middle of the room. This is why yoga is so profound, is we see big expressions of the physical body and we move toward it. But my caveat is this. It's bullshit if you have big expression of the body, but the energy is wonky. So you're going to actually be your best self when you meet yourself where you are and you value the vision you've held for yourself. So meet yourself in a point where your forearms can come to the earth and you check in. You want the head on the ground where the curve of the neck is clear, and this is really to do core work. Right? We did Kapalabhati breath to clear the mind so that we can be more responsive, that we can resonate. Once the head's to the earth, shoulders to the back, tuck the toes, and then your knees lift up. Check in here. If there's a lot of vulnerability or uncertainty, you back off. Now, if you can get here, what you're going to do is walk your feet in, draw into the belly. There's no way I can do this with my hip, right? So you're going to meet yourself where you are. I'm going to take one foot up and just really work on space in my neck. Feel the heat. That's all we're doing. We're building the heat. That foot comes down and then the other foot comes up. Both feet to the earth. So if you went into full-on headstand, you'll ultimately go into be there for your 5 breaths and then come down into child's pose. Wherever you went, meet yourself there. Breathe into the heat we created. Sit Sit comfortably by the fire of your own heart's light. Inhale up onto your hands and knees. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Find both feet beneath you. Bow. And then come through a seat. Knees lift up. Woo, I'm falling. Draw in. Lift through the roof of the mouth. Shoulders to the back. Hug the legs to the midline. Find that length, arms stretch out. So we're gonna go from here into, I'm looking to make sure I don't run into something. We're gonna go from here into shoulder stand, okay? And otherwise you can come into supported bridge pose and then take your feet up. All right, wherever you go, honor yourself. We're gonna rock back. Feet go behind and then open up. Right, so the king and queen, the royalty of the practice. 5 breaths. Notice I went to plow pose. So from shoulder stand, move into plow, and then from plow all the way to the earth. 5 breaths in each one. Once you come to the earth, find ground. We're gonna do a fish pose, not my favorite. So I'm doing a variation of it. Elbows are down, shoulders are to the back. Lift through the heart, open through the throat. 5 breaths here. I don't have my hands tucked under my tailbone. I actually have my feet wanting to open up. Heart's open, throat's open, back of the neck is long. I'm not a fan of this one, right? After those 5 breaths, come to the earth. Left ankle to the right thigh. And then just switch. Right ankle to the left thigh. Both feet to the earth. We're going to move into bridge, wheel, bridge, wheel, bridge, wheel, bridge, wheel. 5 times. So that's the vision. Okay, the vision is to be able to move seamlessly from bridge pose to wheel pose, back to bridge pose, back to wheel pose. For 5 wheels, you'll end up actually having 6 bridges, and then we'll come out of bridge pose, do twists, meditate, shavasana. So, the vision is to be able to dance, right? To strike the light of the heart, the vision of the heart. Each time we expand the heart, and then sit more by that fire to really be able to articulate it, to connect with it, to believe in it, to have faith in it. So you have to have faith in yourself first. It is not about executing. We're not in execution mode because execution usually is based on the expectation. We are rather moving toward the vision. So as we feel this in our bodies and in our bones, you're going to go at your own rate. Maybe you just go bridge pose, earth, and it'll end up being more like 11 or 12 pulses through bridge in the ground. So Trust in yourself, trust in your gut. Choose from the innermost self, not the ego. Choose from the place where all the parts of you have come together. You've checked in physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And then from there, you've responded with a belief in that wholeness. So here we are. That's, by the way, that's the Whole Body Yes class that I've never provided to you guys. So here we are. My life is about to change. I have openings and it's a little overwhelming and also exhausting. So it'll come as it comes. So you get to breathe, connect, align, find bridge pose. And by the way, I have no idea if I'll even be able to get into wheel pose. So I'll give you the place in between there too. So find your bridge, check in, shoulders to the back, hands come to the ears. Right? And then you draw in. I really don't think I'll be able to go into wheel pose. So as you're there, hands grab if you can. Inhale, that's as far as I can go. And then exhale down. Right? You just go where you can go. For 5. And after you found the 5, you come back to bridge. Mine were not pretty, but I trusted in that whole thing. And by the last 2, I knew I had permission. I also knew there was only going to be 2 of them. And then exhale all the way to the earth. Arms out from your shoulders. Knees go over to the right. And you're going to draw your left knee up. Stretch your left leg out. Those 5 breaths. Bend the left knee, bring the foot back to the earth. Inhale the knees up. Adjust the shoulders and the head. And then exhale the knees over to the left. Okay. And then, once the knees are to the left, belly's twisting back to the right. Right knee comes up and in. I'm not grabbing for the foot. My hand is just acting as a prop. Outer hips wrapping, belly's twisting. All of these modifications, all of these bizarre flows that I have, you guys, this is why I don't think it's always essential to get rid of limiting beliefs, are because of the challenges of my own physicality. Right? I'm doing physical therapy right now. It's intense just for a lot of reasons I'm not going to go into. But it's my body's going through a lot of shifting and a lot of deep physical work. And it has me exhausted, so I know that it's working. But if I live from the, I went to physical therapy, I should just go and blah, 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 blah. No, that's the way our society works is screwy. It's not sustainable, which is, I think, what we're all discovering. So because of the limitations of my own being, I have all these modifications for you. Free the foot. And those modifications give you room to experience yourself differently than what the forefathers of physical yoga brought. Iyengar and Patani Joyce, Desky Achar. I'll even throw Bikram there, even though he's from a different lineage. What's the Kundalini guy's name? And here's the deal. All those dudes fell into the trap of being men. Human men. So ladies, all the ladies, it's time for our visions to be valued. That's really the premise of this, for people to believe in what we hold rather than just us holding the vision for them. Bring your knees back to the center. Knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. And it's not just the man-woman thing, it is actually the ability to feel, our ability to be focused and our ability to diffuse the awareness, right? To be the version, to be the vulnerable, but to alchemize those. So it's really about the receptivity, the ability to be receptive and go into the underworld, go into the darkness, go into the areas that scare the living crap out of most people, and then come back out. So feet to the ground, feet wide, knees together. Let your arms be where they'll support you. So our meditation includes breathing. What I want you to do, we've been doing this standing. I don't want you to move from your low back, no moving, it's all core. It's stoking the fire. So we're at the bottom of the heart and the solar plexus. And what I want you to do is feel the closing in. So your ribs are going in as you exhale. It feels like your hip points, your pubic bones coming in towards the solar plexus, your sternum, your breastbones coming in. But you're not moving the spine. So you're feeling it all weave together as you exhale. Pause for 5 breaths. And then inhale in. Top of the inhale, pause for 5 breaths. This is a meditation. I want you to feel the dance and hold the vision that you hold for yourself the entire time. So exhaling out. 5 pulses, inhaling in, pausing at the top, 5 pulses. We'll do it 5 times, so just a cleansing breath in. I don't want to talk through it. Cleansing breath out. Draw it all the way in. Inhale in. Pause at the top for 5 breaths. Exhale out for 5. Pause at the bottom of the exhale. You're wrapped all in for 5. So it's 5, 5, 5. Your mind and body are focused. Your heart and soul are receptive. And after those 5 breaths, or 5 rounds, I just want you to pause and receive. Like, let the breath be. And then decide if you want to stretch your legs out long or stay as you are. There's just a continuation from the breathing, that stoke, the light within, that valuable nature of your own self. And then just as you are, enjoy the breath. Value how the breath can deepen as soon as you request the awakening. Wiggle the toes and the fingers. Sway your head from side to side. And then you're going to roll over to one side. Stay there as long as you like. And then slowly find your own seat. Sit well with yourself. Hands return to your own heart. The vision we hold for ourselves is one of the most valuable connections we can make in our life. When we believe in ourselves, when we can actually sit by the steady flame of our own heart, especially when we want to initiate new relationships, new experiences, that we want to create new life through projects, collaborations, ideas, experiences. We want to value our own talents, our own gifts. We can even value the pain and the hurt and the strife. The pain is inherent, it's in all of us. But we want to resolve the conflict within. And the only way we can do that is by embracing the wholeness of ourselves, collaborating with the parts of ourselves, for there's congruence, there's coherence. To be kind and compassionate when we feel lost,
to be vulnerable within our own skin and bones so that we can be vulnerable in the spaces before us. And when we move and we go inward, we're challenged, it's difficult. We find strength, but we're also resilient. We come back out with a fragrance and a vision that we can move forward with, that we can trust in our own potentiality, especially once we've gone inward and honored and valued that vision of our own heart and soul. Straight from my heart to each of yours, namaste. Thank you for joining me in this great adventure of virtual yoga. And that I did post in the Soulfully You group. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the comments. Where I'm just trying to make it still really accessible, and if it's not something you could afford, no pressure, I understand. But valuing the vision requires that sort of exchange, and I think that's where I'm falling flat, is there's not an exchange, it's just an outpouring, which is beautiful, and I will continue to outpour. So there is the link where you can, what it is you'll just set it up. It ends up being through, I think PayPal or Square, whichever one, an automatic payment, just a monthly rate. It's either $22 a month or $77 a month. I will be releasing a different membership rate that will also include a personalized coaching session every month. So you can just stay consistent and in tune and have a conversation. So that is not coming yet because I'm not in that space to hold space at that level for others at the moment. So I will continue to hold this space, and I appreciate each of you. However you arrive, whether it's a like, a love, a comment, inviting others to join. But most, you know what I value the most isn't you hanging out with me, is you going inward and recognizing your gifts, your values, your courageous spirit to be able to explore with this grand light that's allowing us to navigate Earth School, and holding the vision that your soul can continue to evolve so that the beauty will come forward. All right. I can tell I'm wearing kyanite because my words were a little more oofed today. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely journey. And Andrea, I'm gonna cry if you did this class. I'm sending you love as you navigate these spaces in time. All right. And you guys be well, and I will be here. I will not be here Tuesday, August 2nd. I'm going to see my osteopath, who is the reason why I can stand and walk and move, and I don't pass out when I sit up. So I will be back for a live class 1 week from today. Ciao.